Morning, guys. I have a video today that I want to share with you. The topic will be comedy as a way of dissolving the ego. Um, you know, in these days, like not in these days, I think every comedian has at some point do something or teach something that is of spiritual value. Okay. Um, we have the normal comedy that it's a little vulgar or that's just it's just and it's beautiful. I'm not saying it's wrong, but it doesn't have spiritual value. I think that comedy has spiritual value when basically when the comedian is doing a joke, let's say, or a perspective, better said. The comedian offers a perspective that you can integrate to yourself, and if you integrate it, um, it that in that that thing has spiritual value. Okay. For example, if a comedian starts talking, let's say a guy with a supercar, um, maybe in the audience there are some people that have always wanted a supercar. Let's say a young man or somebody that has the money to buy it, or a woman that would like to be with a guy that has a Lamborghini or a supercar or a Ferrari or whatever. Those are three different people perspectives, right? But they love the same thing. They desire the same thing. So maybe the comedian comes to stage and says a joke about, or not a joke, shows the comedian what does is that he shows the absurdity of the ego. And when we see that absurdity um, in ourselves through the joke that the comedian shared, we we lose the ego loses some of its power, and it can even trigger something bigger. Uh, a comedian that I really look up to was George Carlin, and is George Carlin, and basically that's what he does. All his comedy is basically the same. Well, when he began, he didn't have those perspectives as much. But when he was, let's say his prime, and even older, that what was he was doing. He was sharing perspectives and helping people see the world differently. Um, I'm not saying that this is the great thing that is going to heal you, but it helps. And I believe that it's going to help even more if you resonate with a comedian, and like if the comedian is making fun of all of your stereotype of identity that you have. If the comedian makes fun of that and shows you how ridiculous it is to do what you are doing. If you see let's say a comedy special that maybe the guy has the opposing perspective to you, well, you just the spiritual value is there. I mean, that depends on the comedian, right? But always you're going to learn something, and it's going to be helpful spiritually. Okay, So yeah, that's everything I wanted to say. So see what where you are, see where your ego is stronger, um, and see what comedians you can find that oppose your view, and see maybe a special or some YouTube videos on it. Or you can go with someone more uh, general, general in his topics of comedy, like George Carlin. You know, he's basically pushing the perspective of he's American. You know what? It applies. What he's talking about applies everywhere. So doesn't matter where you come from. So yeah, that's my video for today. And enjoy life and check out this comedy stuff. Put it in perspective. I'm sure it's gonna help you. Um, George Carlin really helped me see the world differently and helped me spiritually in a very confusing time. I had to make some decisions and I did the correct ones because of the perspectives that this man had shared with me. Well, with everybody, but that I heard of through the internet, right? So yeah, that's my video. Take care and see you next time.